Hi, I'm Alex Bellissimo, and today I'm going to be showing you the two-hook whiting rig, which is commonly used off the beach, the two-hook paternoster rig. Now this particular paternoster rig is the Bellissimo paternoster rig, which I designed myself a long time ago. I've taught many people for many years as well, and it works an absolute treat. It is a great rig, it's very practical. So if you look down here, you'll see the sinker weights starting from 2 ounce all the way to 1/8 of an ounce, and as you can see, the swivel is actually embedded into the sinker, so I call that a swivel bomb. Now these star sinkers or the pyramid sinker is a 2 ounce, 1 ounce. You can also get a 1/2 ounce, which I haven't got here, but I prefer to use this variation because it enables me to use that variable weight of sinkers depending on how much current and swell size. It's very important to use the correct size sinker weights. Now we'll go into that side of things in another video. So what you require is a sinker clip, swivel, and 2 hooks. Now, normally what you use when you're using the whiting paternoster rig, you normally have, say, 3.5 kilo to 5.5 kilo fluorocarbon line. Now for visual purposes, so that way you, the viewer, can see this correctly, I've got much heavier line. I've also got larger hooks, I've got a larger swivel, larger clip, and that way you can see it much more clearly. So starting off, you've got the sinker clip, as you can see there, and I'm just going to open that up. And now put the sinker on through that little eye, and then close it back up again. As you can see, it's closed back up again. It's just great. You can use that variation of the sinker weights whenever you need it. Now, I'm just going to pass the line through this hole here. As you can see, I'm just going to do that again, just through there. And I'm going to lengthen that up to about 30 centimetres. Now just fold that together and start twisting. Just a basic blood knot. Generally between 4 and 6 spins, twist is enough. Just put that through that loop there. Just a basic blood knot. Now if you stuck it in like a twisted mess there, pull that tight there, and that will actually sort that out. And before you tighten that up, wet it, and then tighten it up. Now, I'm just going to put these parallel with each other. I want to make the line the same length as below here, above my finger. You keep going there and you go, okay, that's roughly about 30 centimetres. It's roughly about the same length as below. Where my thumb is where the swivel goes. Now you can let go of that. And where this line is here, you cut just there. That's where the hook goes. Pick up the swivel, pass it through the eye there, and make it about 30 centimetres. Now remembering that where my thumb was is where the swivel goes. It's very important that you actually make those correct lengths. I'll show you why later on. 2, 3, 4. Pass it through that loop there, lengthen it up, wet it. Now, pick up a hook and just simply tie on your hook with a basic blood knot or a full blood knot or whatever the knot you'd like to choose. Do the same on this bottom section here. Now these tag ends you should cut off. Make it very short. So there you go, you've got the Bellissimo Paternoster rig. Now this is what it really looks like with fluorocarbon line. You can see it's a lot less visible. In fact, it's quite hard to see. You've got smaller hooks. I like to use number 1s or number 2 long shanks. Sinker, the actual sinker clip, tiny little swivel, fluorocarbon line. It's more inconspicuous, it's less visible to the fish. Your catch rate will be much higher as well. Now, once you've made a few of these rigs up, which I recommend you make at least 3 of them per outing, you need to wrap it around something. So this rig spool, now these rig spools can be a little bit hard to purchase, but some tackle shops still have them. See that clip there? You put your swivel there, or clip, and then you wind around and you just hook it in, and then you spin that around. So where you've placed the first hook, place it away from the second hook. So the first hook is on the inside, the second hook is on the outside, and that way in the future you know which hook to take off first. So I'm going to take this outside one out first, and that way it's much easier to unravel during those times when the whiting are on. You don't want to be wasting time dawdling, taking off rigs that it may tangle up. Now, another method of actually winding on your rigs is that you can go to some of the larger stores and you can buy a what they call a pool worm, swimming pool worm. They come in lengths of about 1 to 1.5 meters. You just chop off a length, it's just foam, and you can wind your rigs on that. So I'm just going to lay my sinker on there and just spin that around. Hook that in, and then the other one gets spun around on the outside. Just going to wind that back around again. Now, as you can see, even with that size, which is only about 10 to 12 centimetres, you can still wind on 2 rigs. You can make it double the size where you can wind on 4 rigs. Very convenient, very cheap way of putting on your rigs. You can also put them in clip seal bags, but if you put a number of rigs in a bag, you'll find you'll get tangles. And it's going back to untangling when the fish are on. You need to get back out there because the whiting and the bream aren't going to wait for you. So there you go. The Bellissimo, just untangling things here. The Bellissimo Paternoster rig. You start from the left, the sinker, the clip, the leader, which is the first dropper, and then you got your hook. Now, taking into account, as I mentioned before, it's 25 to 30 centimetres. Following the line up to your right is the swivel, and then you got your other dropper, and then your hook as well. Now, what I mentioned before is by making it the correct lengths, is because if it's too long, what will happen is that the hooks will get caught up and they'll tangle up with each other if the lengths are too long. So this is what may happen. You'll end up with that, or you'll end up with the leader, one leader twisting around the other. It can be quite a pain, right? So to avoid that, make sure that you measure up first. So there you go, the Bellissimo Paternoster rig works an absolute treat. Been using it for many years, and it's just a fantastic rig to use. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe, share and like. I'd love to have you as a viewer.